Direct Connection is made by MPT to serve all of our diverse communities and is made possible by the generous support of our members. Thank you. Live from Maryland Public Television, this is Direct Connection with Jeff Salkin.
Hi, everybody, and thanks for tuning in for Direct Connection at our new time tonight, live at 7 o'clock. Tonight, we connect you with a national expert on all things automotive. Joining us is John Davis, the host of Motor Week here and on PBS. John, great to see you.
Jeff, always a pleasure. Thanks for letting me be your inaugural guest at the new time spot.
That's wonderful. And it's good that you made it here at 7 o'clock. Given the weather, the first thing I wanted to talk about is the weather, because we had these big traffic jams this afternoon. I had this idea that you and I would somehow do the show remote from
I thought
a vehicle,
about that too.
Skating around or driving around the Beltway. Well, you've been out today. What was it like?
Well, I have a long driveway, so that was covered with an ice all afternoon, and I actually thought I might have trouble getting here, but it crunched up, so I managed to plow through it. I think, though, that when you got to the main roads, it wasn't so bad, but what happens is there's slick spots. People are riding around in SUVs. They think, four-wheel drive, I can handle anything. Four-wheel drive doesn't help you in ice. It just means you've got four wheels that have power, then they're all sliding because there's no traction. ABS brakes help if you're following too close, but up to a point. So a lot of the fender benders we saw today were people just overdriving the vehicle's capabilities, and not roads that were horrible, but just bad enough.
There's plenty of advice we can talk about for driving on snow. Is there really nothing for driving on ice other than don't or
basically
crawl if you have to?
Crawl if you have to, constantly test your brakes. What you don't want to do on ice, and you don't want to do this when you have what's called a split surface where you have some snow and some ice. You don't want to do anything quickly. You don't want to accelerate quickly. You don't want to jam on your brakes. You want everything to be gentle and feather and be listening and feeling your car. You hear ABS, anti-lock brakes, when it comes on. You can also pretty much feel when the tires are not getting great traction. Steering, basically the same thing. If you've turned that wheel and it normally starts to point you in another direction and it's not working, you don't have any friction, you've lost traction. You've got to pay attention to your car just like you would your own body.
I do want to spend some time later on the topic of self-driving vehicles, which seem to be the new thing, seem to be coming. You have expertise in it. How would they handle a day like this? How does the Tesla or the car know that there's ice or black ice ahead and not go whatever it thinks the speed limit is?
Well, most of those systems will not work in any kind of condition where the road is covered and obscures the lines on the side of the road or the lines down the center. That's what it's using with cameras and sensors to key off of. We're driving a new Cadillac that's got what they call Super Cruise on it, which is a system made for interstates. It's wonderful, but all of the residue salt that's on the roads, it kind of muddies up the white lines. I had it all weekend, and a lot of times it wouldn't work for that very reason. So those systems are really, at this point, not designed to be driven in much more than just light rain.
A couple other things have happened to me in cold weather. One is I had to buy a battery a couple of weeks ago, and it was time. It was pushing 5 years. The other thing is the tire pressure sensor light. And
tire pressure monitoring system, TPMS.
So the temperature drops.
Right.
The air contracts.
Right.
The pressure declines. And the car thinks it's some sort of emergency. And then you drive for a little bit, it warms up, and it's fine. Can it not be smart enough to know that it's 15 degrees out? And
well, what it's telling you is that the tire's underinflated. So suppose you have an underinflated tire, and instead of coming in here, you popped on the interstate and you're heading for Pittsburgh. And the tire basically heats up, but it doesn't heat up to the temperature it would normally have after hours on an interstate. If the tire's got some weak spots, you can have a problem. You can have blowouts. So they've got the system set fairly conservatively. Your tires really have to be down, in most cases, about 5 or 6 PSI. It's telling you your tires are going to wear out if you don't do something because you got too much rubber on the road. I don't like the systems any more than anybody else. They're absolutely annoying, but they are a safety system, and I do think they work.
You know who likes this? whoever is the proprietor of the gas station air pump that you have to put
Yeah.
4/4 in, because at my local gas station,
Right.
it's been a constant stream of people. And I agree, it's a good thing. It's a minor annoyance. You get out, you eyeball the tires and make sure they're okay.
But it is an annoyance. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of these new safety systems, things like lane keep assist that lets you know when you're weaving too much, or even blind spot monitoring when you've got someone on your left side, they can be extremely annoying. And I don't think car makers have actually gone far enough in making the systems able to alert you without being irritating. And that's why a lot of people, unfortunately, get in and shut them off.
John Davis is our guest for the full program. If you have a question for John, you have a good story about driving in the snow you want to tell us, give us a call. We'll have the number up on the screen. You can also tweet your questions. Our Twitter address is @MPT News. Before we get to the phones, one other automotive thing that's happened to me in the last couple of weeks. Nothing bad happened, but I wound up at a new gas station. And maybe I wasn't paying close attention. Maybe the new pump was a confusing design, but I wound up filling up my car with E15 or E85. So
Did you put E85 or E15?
I have no idea what I put in.
Well,
I mean,
probably it wouldn't have run if you put E85 in it.
The deal was the pump, there was like a diesel
Right.
side and then there was
Yeah.
something else. So I grabbed the something else and it fit in the hole. And I think what it was 15% ethanol,
Right.
not the normal 10.
Correct.
And the car's less than 5 years old, so it didn't
You're
seem to
fine.
hurt anything.
It's called E15.
But I felt like maybe I was misled a little bit.
Well, it's E15, and back in 2007, a law was passed, and around 2010, after $100 oil, the government said, let's take a look at E15, basically because the corn farmers were promoting it. They also, somewhere shortly after, announced that cars back to 2001 could use it. That's not really true. Most of the manufacturers, if you look in your owner's manual, which is where you should look, if your car is about 2012 or newer, you can use it. And it is 15% alcohol. And that extra alcohol can do a couple of things. Older cars, it can take some of the rubber and components and rot them, or they can cause corrosion because it absorbs more water. So you don't want to use it in small engines. You don't want to use it in boats. But if you've got a newer car, it's okay. It's cheaper than regular. It also has a little bit higher octane, but you won't get quite as good a mileage. So there is a trade-off. But it was done as an energy independence move. And E85, on the other hand, is a true alternative fuel. It's 85% alcohol, and that should not be used in a normal car. And I don't think the nozzles will fit. But what you're seeing is you saw what's called a blender pump. And it's a pump where you can mix, you can get E10, which is normal gasoline, E15, E85, and sometimes even another mixture, and it depends on what button you push, and it custom mix it in the pump.
So there's not like a tank of the 15, a tank of the 10. There's a tank of gas and it mixes in?
Most cases.
What
The
could
newer
go wrong?
stations. Well, Sunoco's been doing that kind of blending for their
Right.
pumps for a long time. So it's not new technology. But sometimes you will see a dedicated E15, but mostly in the Midwest.
Let's hit the phones. Allegheny County first. This is Lisa. Lisa, thanks for calling. Go ahead.
Thank you. Congratulations on your new show. And I have a question with regards to the electric car recharge stations in Western Maryland, because most of our visitors come from Eastern Maryland.
What's the question?
No, I'm sorry. The question basically is there more recharge stations going to be installed out here?
Oh, great question.
Well, that's a really good question, and the answer is yes and no. If you have a Tesla, and that takes a different system than anybody else, Tesla is continuing to build out mostly along interstates and businesses like hotels and restaurants that want to have their units in their facility. As far as the rest of the systems, right now there's been a cutback in some of the government funding. I don't think it's happening as quick as everybody imagined it would. Down the line, I think you will see more, simply because we're selling more all-electric cars and the infrastructure has got to be there. But it may be up to those individual businesses to foot the bill to have them put in.
What are you seeing in the overall sales numbers? Total number, how many million vehicles are being sold in the United States? I saw somewhere that it's peaked a little bit, even though the economy is quite strong.
Well, we didn't beat, 2017 was slightly down from 16, which was the record, but it was still over 17 million. So it's been, I've forgotten what it is, 5 or 6 years since we basically passed the slump. And so the industry's doing quite well. But having said that, certain parts of the business are doing better than others. If you want a family car, a four-door sedan, they're everywhere. They're not in high demand. You can almost name your price. If you want an SUV or a pickup truck, it's something else again. But even in those markets, because sales are off a little bit, there's a lot more incentives. In December, you could buy a pickup truck from some brands for $11,000 off, and it was a legitimate offer.
Wow. I saw a recent story, and I could not find it so that I could show it to you. It was looking at the economics, and you're a numbers guy, of what's the most economical way for somebody to have a vehicle for over the long term.
Buy?
No, it was more about, do you buy it new? Do you buy it a little bit used? Do you buy it a lot used? How long do you keep it? And I think the answer was you buy it a little bit used and you keep it forever.
Yeah, I mean, basically that's it. I try, when I'm in the market for a car, looking for something no older than 3 years old. And I set an artificial number of like 30,000 miles. At that point, you've still got a substantial part of most of the new car warranty left, the powertrain aspect anyway. And then you keep it until basically you just get tired of repairing it. The average age of cars on the road in America today is at a record. It's almost 11 years. It's never been anything close to that before. And that's because cars are better, they cost much more, but people are just keeping them longer.
Back to the phones, Montgomery County. This is Nancy. Nancy, thank you for the call. Go ahead.
Yes, I have a comment really about the term driverless car. I think we're going to be seeing more autonomous vehicles. I think a driverless car may never really happen, but when you think about a complicated maneuver such as a left-hand turn, a driverless car is a very scary idea.
I won't
good
disagree
point.
with you.
We don't disagree. Thank you very much for the phone call. What does the automotive press do with the terminology here?
I think autonomous car is proper, and right now all we have are semi-autonomous cars. There's actually a scale, and these are cars where they want the driver to stay alert to take over an emergency. This Cadillac we were driving actually is the only one where you can physically now put your hands in your lap. The rest, they've got to stay either on or near the steering wheel, or buzzers and lights start going off. So we're really at the infancy of this. However, if you talk to the people at Google who don't talk about their progress very much, they see a car with no steering wheel. And Ford Motor Company says they're going to build one in about 5 years that has no wheel. It may be used in a fenced-in area like a corporate area or downtown, or maybe by a driving service. But there's a huge move to do away with the steering wheel in some cases. For you and me, for our daily car, I don't think that's going to happen for quite a while.
Are we going to do away with the internal combustion engine before that?
I don't think so.
I mean, you see, I don't know if it's been legislated, but it's been talked about.
Yeah, and there are cities in Europe that are talking about not allowing anything but electric vehicles in during the day. But what's happened is the manufacturers are building advanced hybrids that run on electricity for like 20 miles and gas the rest of the time. They keep coming up with new ways to make gasoline engines far more efficient, and diesels too, but mostly gas. I think that the internal combustion engine is going to be around a long time, but it will have electric help, either so it can run without gas in certain situations or to give it a boost when you need more power. Engines are getting smaller. They are getting more efficient. I just don't see it going completely away, for at least 50 more years.
Let's go out to the Eastern Shore. Kent County, this is Mike. Mike, thank you for the call. Go ahead.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it. I always enjoy listening to John. I have a comment about air inflation in the tires. I'm a 43-year veteran of the tire and rubber industry. A lot of people don't realize it, but obviously when you have less air in a tire, it flexes more. There is a specific design characteristic, a contour of the sidewall, and when a tire is underinflated, it flexes more. The typical tire that you and I drive on our cars revolves at a rate of about 13 revolutions, 12 to 13 revolutions per second at 60 miles an hour. If your tire is underinflated, your sidewall is flexing more. If I can use a paper clip as an example, the more you flex a paper clip and the more acute the angle, eventually you break the paper clip. Now, that's an extreme. But the fact is that under inflation, you have additional flexing of the sidewall, which creates advanced degradation of the tire. The very simple solution to that is to constantly monitor your tire pressures. Everybody should do that. Don't rely on a GPMS system, and know that you've got to change your winter air and summer air. That's a joke, and it's a very old joke. But that's the point that I'm trying to make.
Mike, thank you. Good information. Appreciate that.
And
now,
that flexing causes heat, and that can destroy a tire.
Yeah, I'd always heard that if you're driving in the snow, a little bit of underinflation was a good thing. I mean, not flat, obviously, but for traction.
I don't know whether that's really true, but that's what I do.
Tell me about your road trip. You were telling me before you were driving in Germany in the fall, I guess.
2 weeks in Germany, crisscrossing Germany.
Who had the better drivers?
Oh, there's no question. They do. I was able to drive in a small 3-cylinder rental car, 100 miles an hour, consistently, without any worries of somebody darting out in front of me or, just basically their drivers don't do very much that's not totally expected. They have very, very good manners. It's not perfect, of course, but by and large, no tailgating, no darting in and out of traffic. They seem to be more responsible. But with that, because everybody's so well behaved, you're going much faster. 100 to 120, many cars would pass you doing 150 in some of the unrestricted areas. But you tuck yourself over in the right lane and you're doing 100 and you're happy as a clam.
And your attention span better be on high alert.
Well, you are. That's the other thing. You have both hands on the wheel and you are paying very close attention. 5 hours behind the wheel there, I was more tired than 10 hours here on I-95.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, but you weren't used to it. You don't routinely drive 100, I don't think. Yes.
Yeah. At least not that I will admit to.
Harford County, this is Donna. Donna, thank you for the call. Go ahead.
Hi. I'm enjoying the show.
Thank you.
I recently, just last week, experienced a flat tire, and unfortunately, it even cut off the tire pressure sensor.
Oh.
And I didn't realize that, though, until they had it taking it off the rim. The tire was ruined, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. And the mechanic told me that it is a state law now that if a tire goes in for repair or replacement, that a tire also that is put on the vehicle has to have that sensor. So I guess my question is it a mandated law that your vehicle has to have these tire sensors on the vehicle?
Donna, thank you for the call.
There's a federal law that requires them to be put on new vehicles. I am not sure what the state statute is, but if you don't have one on your car, it can basically cause great confusion with your car's electronics. They are expensive. When they're damaged, they can cost up to $200 a piece. They should be replaced because all these systems on cars are intermarried. But I know they're mandated by federal law. I'm not sure by state law.
So when we talk about the average age of the fleet being older than ever, we have more cars lasting longer. Right. They get harder to repair, though, because of all the electronics. Your neighborhood mechanic can still do a terrific brake job on the car, may have trouble with even being able to read the computer for the more complicated stuff.
Oh, there's no question. Cars have become far more complicated. You don't replace parts anymore. You replace systems. When the systems are no longer made, you're in real trouble. I've had problems with rodents getting into my 15-year-old pickup truck. They've done it 3 times now. The last time I had it in, the technician said, I can't get the parts. I'm having to make them myself. Glue things back together, spit and baling wire, the whole thing. So that is a problem we're running into, is that cars down the line, 15, 20 years old, are going to be much, much harder to fix than, say, a generation ago, a 20-year-old car, because of all the electronics and the fact that manufacturers don't keep the parts on the shelves very long.
I think there are two kinds of people out there when it comes to car maintenance. And I know people who do exactly what the dealer says. And the dealer says twice a year you come in, the car's 2 years old, but we're going to do a comprehensive drain this, replace that. It's going to cost you $300 or $400. And then there are those who do oil changes and that's it.
And they're the ones they're the ones that break down. I mean, I think the owner's manuals sometimes can go overboard, and sometimes even advice that we give on the show seems to be a little overly cautious. But the simple fact is, if you do an extreme amount of routine care, the car will likely never let you down. It's somebody that goes in just for a quickie lube and never does anything else to the car. They're the ones you see most often on the side of the road. Again, Europeans, they tend to go by the book, and you just don't see that many cars broken down on the side of the road, despite the high speeds they drive.
Let's go out to Carroll County. This is Jim. Jim, thank you for calling. Go ahead.
Hello, John. First, Roger, your comments on driving in Germany.
Yeah.
Drive right, pass left.
That's correct. You never pass. You never pass on the right.
Why can't we have those rules on the beltways around here?
Well, we have that on the Jersey Turnpike, don't we?
I've asked that many times.
There anymore. My question, though, I've been test driving various mid-size SUVs, all of which have direct injected engines. I'm well aware that come 40, 50,000 miles, the backside of the intake valves coke up, and you're in for an expensive fix or cleaning. Is there a way around that or a solution?
The manufacturers are still working out some of the difficulties they've come up with multi-port fuel injection, which is the latest that's out there. I do think that getting your injectors and getting the upper part of the cylinders cleaned periodically is a good idea. A lot of people hear a technician mention it. They think they're just after more money. But every 30,000 miles or so, it's not a bad idea. Fuel injection is great. It saves you a lot of money in fuel economy, gives you more power, but it's not without its problems. And the industry is still trying to sort some of them out.
You've been doing Motor Week now for, this is the 37th?
37th season. You know, when will I get smart? No.
Well, because there's new stuff every year. There's
and
something new to talk. How great
it.
is that? What I wanted to ask is, in all those years, not to put you on the spot, your favorite vehicle. What was the most exciting test drive that you ever got to do?
Well, I guess I used to own an Italian car called Di Tommaso Pantera, and I still miss that car every day. It was a combination of an Italian body with a Ford engine, and it was a Lee Iacocca brainchild. So I do miss that car. But I think when you just pin me against the wall, the most exciting car I ever drove was a limited edition Ferrari called the Enzo Ferrari, and it was a car shortly after he died. It was a spectacular car that would go much faster than I would ever want to go, but it was docile on the street. It was the first supercar I ever drove that I thought was really fit for the street.
Back to the phones, Montgomery County. This is Sandy. Sandy, thank you for calling. Go ahead.
Good evening.
Hi.
Why do they say that in premium cars you need premium fuel? My logic would be if it is a premium car, it should run better with the normal fuel.
That's a great question. Thank you very much.
Premium gas, or the requirement, is often a marketing tool by car companies to show that their car is a premium car. He's absolutely correct. So here's the key. You look at the owner's manual. If it says premium is suggested, then you can easily use regular gas without any worries. There's a computer in the car that's compensating for the octane anyway. But if the car says you must use premium gas, do not use regular grade for any length of time. It can cause deposits inside the engine and lead to serious damage. On the flip side of that, you know, if you've got a car that says regular grade 86, 87, 88, octane is fine, you're really not doing very much by paying for premium except getting a little bit cleaner fuel, a fuel with a little more additives in it.
Mileage any better or no?
It's minuscule. It's not worth the extra price.
One more call. Anne Arundel County, this is Joe. Joe, thank you for calling. Go ahead.
Hi, and related to the prior question, I was reading that Mazda 6, they're coming out in the spring with a new engine, a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine for the Mazda 6 now, which is turbocharged. And they cite two different horsepower. One for the can be used, but that if you use a high test, you get higher horsepower. But you apparently use the regular gas. The related question: that new engine also it will shut down two of the four engines. They said. If you're loafing along about 50 miles an hour.
Joe, we're short on time. Let me get you an answer.
It is automatic stop-start. That's becoming more and more common. Almost all cars are going to have that in the next 5 years, so you'll only run on half the cylinders at cruise. And it's true that most turbocharged engines require premium, but now some of the newer ones coming out are saying you can also run regular, but you do suffer a little bit of horsepower. But it's all at the top end. You'll probably never notice it.
John Davis, the worldwide driving expert behind Motor Week for all these years on MPT. John, thanks very much.
My pleasure, Jeff.
We do appreciate it. Thank you for joining us for Direct Connection Thursday on Your Money and Business, what the new tax code could mean for Maryland investors and consumers. Join us Thursday at 7. Now, for all of us at MPT, I'm Jeff Salkin. Thanks for watching and have a good night.
This program was made by MPT to serve all of our diverse communities.